Hello，有声音吗？不好意思，稍等我一下，我处理一下东西。有东西要用一下。大家今天还好吗？好不容易熬到周五了。在周末，我们这边的天气好像会不太，不能说太妙，就是也是阴阴的啦，典型伦敦天气。好 ，OK， 晚安。最近比较忙吗？等它漏的好。所以我们接下来拿到那把剑了，辛苦了。应该是可以直接去挑战海拉了吧？那表示如果你前面没跟到的话，这个游戏我稍微再补充一下，这游戏非常推戴耳机，它那个立体声的效果非常明显。然后，它那个里面呈现的那个主要是一个有精神疾病的角色，他的体验跟感受就对了。
Into the mountain.
Can you see it?
Shall we tell her where to go?
It's not far. Go on.
Look
up. Just up there. Listen to us. That's it.
Shall we tell her where to go?
Shall we?
Does she know which way to look? Does she know her way into the mountain?
Isn't she? So clever. Did you miss us? Oh, she did. She did.
Glad we're back.
She's so glad we're back. Go on.
There's a door.
You can do it.
You can see it.
Come on, Senua.
Go away. I'm not listening.
.好哦，这游戏今天应该是可以结束了。明天的话，我们就会来玩那个返校了。
I will tell you of a great hero named Sigurd, son of Sigmund, no less. Born after his father's death, Sigurd is cared for by the dwarf Rain. But Rain does not love the boy. Instead, he plans to use him for his own ends. You see, Rain's father possessed a great treasure given to him by the gods. But Rain's brother, Fafnir, killed his father and took the gold all for himself. Fafnir hid the treasure out on a heath and could not leave it. And from the evil in his heart, he turned into a dark creature, a dragon.
Something's behind the door.
What is it?
She can feel it.
No.
Don't open the door.
No, go in. Don't
Turn back.
What's in
A great beast guards Helheim. Garm is its name, and it knows you are here, Senua. It can smell your stink.
待在光里。
What are you afraid of, Senua? How will you save Dillion if you are too much of a coward to step into the shadow?
They can't stop me.
Then do it. The beast is stalking you from the shadows. Your sword is useless here.
就是要赶快跑到光线底下就对了。好，冲！
Don't be fooled. The beast is still here. No. It's a trick.
Mother, do you hear that?
Don't fall for it.
It's me, Senua. It's so loud.
It's not her.
So full of hate.
It's a trap.
I just want to help them. Tell me what to do. Your father wants them to go away, and he only hurts me to silence them. But he's gone now.
They always come back. He says I will die if I go with them. They say that I'm already dead.
No,
They want me with them.
stop.
That's why they crawl through the walls.
Don't
Do you
listen to them.
see them? Do you see their faces? He's coming. Senua, help me. No, get me out of here. Don't go.
Where has she gone? She's disappeared again. She shouldn't be here. She escaped the darkness. She took her own life to escape it.
She can't remember when it started. When her mother lost her smile. Her eyes gazing past her towards a world she could not see. This is what happens if you reach for the underworld, he said. It was a lot to take in for a child. And the first time she felt the cold chill of fear. I don't talk much about her father. Sinbel. I suppose I just didn't want to risk upsetting her. But it doesn't matter now, does it?
She'll have to go under. She can't. She has to. She can't. I told you, go out. Don't. Go out. She can do it. The light's gone out.
冲哦！
Run. Get through it as quick as you can. The panic is here.
压力山大。
She has to rest here inside. She's stuck. She hasn't found the rooms. Keep going. Get to the next light. Let's go quick. Run. Look. Fire. How she gets up? Fire. She has to go towards it. She has to go through the light. Forget she's too weak. She will. She has to make it. There's the
Yes.
torch. Take it. It'll keep you safe. She can find it. Keep the light. See it.
这里会到哪里去呢？这不是我们刚刚的地方。
Now you're free to search.
好，在这里的确是还上不去的，我们先在下面探索。哦，在这里。耶，哈哈哈，有海浪声就够了。OK， 之后还会有更多海浪声的。其他不，因为每个岛的海浪声听起来不一样，有些鸟叫声比较多，有些相对的安静，这样子。What rooms?
Can you feel them? You saw them. Where are they? She can't see them. Where are they? She doesn't know. Hold your torch. Look. Use your eyes. Look. Where is it? What are you waiting for? Keep hidden in plain sight. She has it.
好了，拿到一个了。
Where's the next? Do you want to find? These pointless your time. Symbols are pointless. They're meaningless. What have you done? There's nothing behind the door. Save Dillian. The door is just another trial. Just another track.
好，那我们可以上去了，楼下就是这样子。
You think you know, but you don't. Your mother is dead. You don't know anything, or is she? Dillian is dead. Say Dillian. 哦，好。那我们刚刚往这边走，我们刚刚是从这边下去了，绕一圈下去这样子。这样我们可以回去探索刚刚没有办法去探索的地方。这游戏真不好下饭呢、太蛮刺激的。山林鸟叫声、蝉叫声可以哦，蝉叫声或鸟叫声，这个我觉得可以找看看，有游戏有。鸟叫声的话。有的，就是可以鸟魂海这样子，对，鸟魂海，然后或者是森林的话，我要找森林好像比较少见的森林的 setting。森林，然后还有小溪这样子的水声。 Lighting the torch. It's not gonna help. Send. End it now. This is nearly the end. Use your sword.
哦，对啊，最近一集的那个就 鸟声其实还蛮清楚的。还有。我的 torch 呢？哦，在这里。赞哦，这里的这个音效，真是有够可怜。哎，地板上，好，看到了，往上爬。
She has it. She did it. She's done it. Well done.
This place. It reminds her of the isolating, suffocating darkness that she lived through as a young girl. Imprisoned in her room at night, the faces in the dark, coming through the walls. She once thought everyone could see them. I mean, that's what children say all the time, isn't it?
有那个萤火声，就是炉火声。
In the dark.
Senua chilling by the fire for 1 hour.
Her father
下不去。
could see the monster in her. 这里有办法上去吗？还是还有什么地方漏？要说漏掉？哦，这里。
Rayan the dwarf's sole desire is to possess this dragon's accursed treasure, and he uses Sigurd to reclaim it. He tells Sigurd the story of Fafnir's gold, and the good-hearted hero promises to slay the dragon if Rayan would forge a strong sword for him. Sigurd remembers that his father once possessed a sword given to him by Odin. Odin broke the sword to bring about Sigmund's death, but Sigurd's mother still has the pieces. And so Rayan reforges the famous sword. Sigurd uses the sword first to avenge his father, and then he and Rayan go in search of Fafnir. 不是这里。哎，等一下啊。哦，没有，看错了。那我是不是要把2个给合在一起才对？我要找一下其他地方有没有。总觉得应该有这样子的，我有玩过这样子的游戏，应该有。总觉得我应该有，应该就是一个独立的 setting 这样子。下面有，左右找过了吗？这边是锁住的啊。然后右边去过了，那我们再往前好了。啊，一个地方好像比较常看到的情况就是一个这样子。哦，有声音哦，有机会。现在最后一个 ruin 是要什么？我现在 focus 看不到。
会掉下去吗？会掉下去吗？不会。然后爬不上去，哎，那我们就是到一个 dead end 了。最后一个是鼻子形状吗？一个 P 啊。那我们再回去下面水的地方好了。哎，怎么下去？这里，然后右转。We are so close, yes, yes I know, so close. 但是找不到之后那一个也没有用啊。这也是我们刚刚来的地方吗？然后灯在那个我们那时候是躲在这边，然后往那边去拿了火把往回来，这边解那个，所以这里就只有这一个谜而已了。到这里只有这一个，它这个谜题没有其他的观赏角度。哎呀 ，Yes, so close。最后一个在哪里呢？卡关了。我们一个一个来好了，一个一个来，看一下有没有漏掉什么。所以这边解完上来，然后这边是有那个，可是它的视角它没有显示出有任何的答案。那对面的话就是下去的地方，那也没有看到图案。那我们就是回去刚才那个中间这一块。好，中间这一块的话哦，这边锁起来过不去的。那对面这里的话是第二个符号。往下是刚刚打架那里吗？然后就到上面就没了。然后这个往前的部分下不去。看你也没有 focus 出来任何东西。好，好，我们剩下这个往回去的路线，这里的话，它会带我们到前面这一段。哦，对面这里的这个路有机会，对，这也是绕过来的。 哎，这也是这里啊。过不去，过不去，怎么会呢？第3个应该是在这一块，没错。有没有漏掉什么入口？这里是下不去的，确定是下不去的。下面那应该是我们刚刚去楼下的地方。开门 ！Yes, we are so close. Please wait. 啊，绕不到东西耶，这边没东西耶，下面呢？哦不，卡关严重，卡关开始变得严重了。I am lost， 还真的不知道自己在干嘛。也不是说不知道自己在干嘛，就是找不到第3个在哪里啊。哦。可以上去，好，那不是，那我们应该找到了。
Her torch is going out. No, it's not. It's gonna run out soon. She hasn't got much time. It's gonna burn out. She's too slow. It's not going to burn out. The darkness will come again. I'd like to save it.
找到了。耶！
The beast is crawling into your mind, searching for weakness. It found your mother and used her to trap you in here.
Did you see her die? I don't remember. I was only 5. They told me she escaped the darkness, and she's with the gods. But what if they lied? What if the darkness took her and trapped her
It's a
here?
trap. The beast is coming. Stupid little thing.
Run! It's a trap!
What have you done?
Dillian!
You've lost it. It's over. Without his head, you will never bring his soul back. His fate is sealed. Now it can see you at your weakest. The time you suffered as a child at the hands of your father Zindo only pined for Dillian. Do you remember that darkness, Senua? The beast is bringing it back.
Mother, why did you leave me? This darkness, it's spreading. Father's keeping me away from the others. Away from Tilly. I won't give up. I'm not going to rot in here. I'm going to find Dillian.
I'm going to find Dillian。好，不小心把他掉下去了。对面那个洞，走。我看起来没有特别深啊，应该就在最下面而已吧。要是刺客教条一下就爬下去了。Let's go. 就一个而已。哎呦，好，又塞着。
So weak, they can see you're weak. Get up quick! She hurts. She's injured. She won't make it. She can still do it. Ended it.
哼，我按成刺客教条格挡了。哎呦！因为这个教条 R1 才是那个L1 是格挡，然后在这边是 R1。No， Senua 起来！卡住了。
Behind you. Behind you.
如果有那个摇杆声音太大声，跟我讲一下。哦，终于打完了。那人数真的是会多到按起来手酸。哦，这里上面要点火，这里要怎么上去点火呢？这里爬得上去吗？爬得上去吗？我看一下有没有。可以，好像有了。这比较明显呢。是啊。痛哦！
Tried to help her, but she wouldn't listen. He was doing his best. She never, ever listens. Why didn't she listen to him? Trying to help her.
He was trying to save her from the darkness.
才不是呢。
Right.
Zinbo was trying to save her from the darkness.
父亲才是坏人。
She wouldn't listen. Never choose.
And now everybody is dead.
Because of her. All her fault. All her fault. Weak. She should have known. She should have. Why doesn't she learn? When will she
Shut
learn?
up.
Fafnir is so large and deadly that it would be impossible to kill him face to face. But each day, Fafnir crawls across the heath to find water. So Sigurd digs a pit in the dragon's path and lies in wait in it. When Fafnir slithers overhead, Sigurd sinks his sword into the dragon up to the hilt. Sigurd leaps from the pit, and Fafnir sees his killer. He warns Sigurd that the treasure will lead to his death, as it led to the death of all who owned it. Sigurd replies that death comes to all men, and every man would want to be wealthy
人为
until
财
that
死，
day,
鸟为食亡。
and he takes the treasure.
And he's using it.
Once she gets down there, she'll never come out. It's luring her down.
The darkness will take her like it took her mother.
The lights run out. Go out. She'll die.
You'll die. Nah, I'll be alright. 我应该没问题。
She'll die. She has to. She can't.
Although Sigurd kills the dragon, Rian wants to keep Fafnir's gold all for himself. Rayan also wants the strength and wisdom of the dragon, so he drinks its blood and asks Sigurd to roast Fafnir's heart for him. Sigurd does so, but when he touches the roasted heart to see if it is done, he burns his finger. Without thinking, he licks his finger and tastes the dragon's blood. In that moment, he understands the language of birds and hears them talk nearby.
那怎样才能看到那个交叉的 M 呢？
Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. Stop.
呵呵，过不去啊！等一下，看一下这一块要怎么处理。上面的水挡不掉的话，我要怎么？要点上面这个才行。要点上面那个的话，我要怎么样？ 可以把这个门推过去就好了吗？啊！搞毛！我明明就没有碰到。还是要绕一圈过去？我觉得有可能要绕一圈。 因为我们刚刚从上面下来的时候没有看到这里这个洞，我应该是可以过去的。
What's she doing?
She's lighting a torch.
She's making light. She's making a fire.
She's got light on the other side.
She'll be safe.
哦，要开这个门，
What's she thinking?
那我知道了，回去那边冲，推那个桥，应该吧？试试看。
Now she can. She can do it. Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. Stop. Keep going. She can't get through. She has to do it. Get up. Get up. What are you doing?
哇哈哈 ，nice。
Faster, faster, keep going, keep going. What is she doing? Stop. Stop. Keep going. Stop letting the memories follow you.
Oh yeah！
Stop.
成功。
Follow you.
She can't help but think of him. A tender guiding flame in a world so black.
我的耳朵后面的声音还在讲话，我不想打断他。
The longer it burned, the more she convinced herself that there was nothing beyond its reach. How little separates us from what we fear.
Keep the torch up.
Sigurd's newfound power lets him hear the birds speak. And they say, Sigurd should eat the heart himself. Rayan wants Fafnir's gold. Sigurd should kill Rayan before Rayan kills him. Sigurd should find Brynhild the Valkyrie, who sleeps an enchanted sleep. Sigurd heeds the bird's advice. He kills Rayan eats Fafnir's roasted heart and takes Fafnir's treasure. And he embarks on a new quest to ride to Hinderfell and find Brynhild, the Valkyrie.
Oh, 我的火！我的火好危险啊！
I hear you. I'm coming for you.
前面有水啊！
I'm coming.
Run, Senua! Run!
Dillian, I see you. No. You're not taking it from me.
I can smell your
No.
betrayed your god.
I am leaving with him.
Your back on me.
所以我耳朵旁边的声音其实就是这一只吗？这个黑暗吗？我的黑暗在跟我说话。哦，他那个咬那一下。哎，要闪过吗？不能挡下来吗？超赞的脸的残影，对。魔物猎人呢？哦，现在血剩下应该不到1/3了。又来 ，Focus。这里。 哦，这个超赞，它的造型。再来，往这边来了。啊，没有躲到。Senua！没了吗？跑走了，在后面，过来。这你们有听到我按按钮的速度啊
？People think of
太大
evil
按太大
as
声
an
了。
unnatural, invisible
嘻嘻哈哈。
force, and so invoke the gods for protection. But evil can come from the hand behind the gods. A familiar hand, cold and cruel. He tried to fix her with his rituals, kept her trapped in that hole. She couldn't say which was worse. The darkness, or the monster that her father had become. She couldn't fight them both. And so she left, headed for the one ray of light that shone down on her. If she had stayed, she wouldn't have survived. But maybe Dillian would still be alive.
I'm so sorry, my love.
She will save his soul. Even if this time she can't save her own.
Forgive me, Senua. I know you have no reason to trust me anymore.
Shadow, listen.
But believe this, it was my mission to make you hate the darkness with a passion so great it would focus your mind on this quest. Without it, and being left trap. All this time, I've wanted to protect you from the truth that would have destroyed you a long time ago. But you have conquered your darkness at every turn. You deserve to see down the layer of darkness.
Then take me into the mountains. As deep as we can go.
I won't stand in your way.
She has to trust him.
You will not survive what is in there.
I know.
She doesn't want to dance. She has nothing. She's got this one. She wants to go. She wants this.
Let's go！
She wants to save the
战胜了黑暗。
What? Okay. Hella's gate. Hella's gate. Hella. Listen.
为什么大家
Mother, I won't let the darkness trick me again. I know you're safe with the gods. I can feel Hella's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Dillian.
脑袋开始比较清楚了哦。
I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
No, she can't. She can see it. The bridge. She can't cross the bridge. It's broken. She has to fix it. It's too dangerous. She's done it
从
before.
上面
She can't.
这里的这个路，
She's done it before. She can. She can. She'll do it again. How will she do it?
我旁边的我脑袋的声音还真是鼓励人呢。
She'll never make it.
The Northmen say the world will come.
Ragnarok.
They call this Ragnarok, the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
She did it. She did it.
Did it, yes。另外一段去下面，另外一边。看他今天晚上玩黑帝的时候，会不会一样噼里啪啦的那个按钮？按错了，我按成 L1 格挡了，真是。会被刺客教条害死。 希望这样子声音比较不会那么大声。
Finish this. End it now.
All right 下次要不要准备一个那个什么泡棉球直接把我整个手包住，手握摇杆的地方整个包住这样，有抗噪。抗噪海绵球。
No. She cannot bargain with Hela. She's not strong enough to get Hela. What does Hela want? No one can bargain with Hela. What does Hela want? What can she give her?
I've come to bargain.
Her own soul. No. Her soul's rotting. She'd rather die. It's a worthless soul. But it's all she has to give.
cursed soul.
Of course she is, no matter what she does. She can find her. She can see it.
The bridge.
She can't cross the bridge. It's broken.
She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before. You have to fight on. The final battle.
Get his soul back. It's the final task.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. 最后一段啦。
This isn't just a broken bridge, is it?
It's not.
Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid. That is our gift and our duty.
Yes.
I'm not going to look away in fear anymore.
Yes. 角色成长。
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world. And Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move.
Oh,
the
这个旁白
gods
讲
will
故事还不
ascend.
错。
The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants
轻
will
重。
come from the east. The Midgard serpent will turn up the waves. Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
She can do it. She can still see the secrets of the gods. She can think differently. So special.
快要到最后一段咯。哎，等一下哦，
She must see.
这里这是什
She
么？
has the sight. She can see their secrets.
这一段有东西，可是我不知道是什么东西。不知道是不是桥的碎片，可是好像没有上去的空间了。说啊，等一下，我们先要到桥上去，角度转换一下。
There's an illusion. She's found a way. There's a way. She can see it. She must align herself. She can do it. There's the door. She aligns herself.
哇，励志的声音在我耳边。
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures. Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash, trolls will walk the land, men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
旁白好开心的感觉啊！就像是 Senua 这种发型呢，听说是用缝起来的呢。就是你先绑成 dreadlock 之后，再把它用线缝出来的发型。很多古代好像也是这样用缝。
The Northmen say that each god will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed, but his son will avenge him and plunge his sword into the heart of the beast. Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky. The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned. All the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla it is nigh.
哦，又被撞了，来不及躲掉。还好我手臂的那个黑，我手臂的那个黑好像 reset 不少，不知道打赢黑暗是不是有减。讲故事的薪水拿很多。
She's hurt. She's injured. She won't make it.
怎么还有？哇，一只两只是怎样？哦，没有，另外一只挂掉了。两只哎，先挡这一只。啊，没有挡到。嘿。哇，过了，我的手好酸啊，右手按的有点酸。桥修好了，回家。右手按的超酸的，真的，不是我在开玩笑。我先单手玩一下。我们刚从哪里进来？这里。嘿，拼好了。感觉这里就要再打架。桥上打架什么的场景。啊 ！You can do it, Senua.
She's injured. We're gonna make it.
哎，这怎么绕一圈？这个，从没有绕过一圈的这种东西呀、手好酸啊！我的手。你来了，圣女们。先 reset 一下。哦，我的手，我的手啊！
She's getting closer to Heather. She's going to die. I'm scared. Wait. What happens when she dies? What happens to me when she dies? I do. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Stop dying. Stop. If she sacrifices herself, she sacrifices us. Wait, stop. I don't want to die. We don't want to die.
你会有一堆人跟你说 I don't want to die 啊。
It's too dangerous.
哦，这可以休息一下了。拍照模式，拍照模式，等我一下。Oh my god, Jesus Christ! Damn， 这敌人也太多了吧？连环打，又不是无双那样子一次打好多个。Oh my god. Let's go.
Wait. What? What happens when she dies? What happens to us? What happens to us? We die too. Do we die too? We die too. I don't want to die.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her. Don't worry, she's going. Stop. Senua, stop. Stop. Why won't she stop to die? She won't stop. 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 I don't want to die.
I'm sorry. I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
I don't want to die. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
There's no stopping now.
Stop. You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
Wow.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
超帅。
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within. Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape. This is her hell.
Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering. You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. Do you understand, Senua?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you.
And so you killed her!
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her! You killed her! You are the darkness!
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you.
哇，
The only way to fight the curse
原来看懂这故事。
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me!
音乐要再大声一点的话，可以啊。
See through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Look at you. Running forward. Backwards to one your past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillian.
What?
The same mistake that killed him in the first place. To save you from yourself. You said it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of the by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillian's soul if the darkness is a lie? How you save him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
有啊有啊，他有玩过啊。只是因为我自己想玩的时候，我那时候没有做片段看而已。哇，变了！直接转换形态。2只啊！这个黑暗很难躲，不容易看。好难挡，不过没关系。好，解决掉了。
You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him. Or what? What can you do to me that you haven't already? Fight me. Come on.
In search of Billy, in search of love. Look where that's got you. Let go of the battle. Let go of redemption. Let go of Billy. Don't let your darkness hurt anyone else.
一个一个来。哇！后退后退。中间那一只在干扰。
Let go of your battle. You don't have to fight it.
No, not yet. 啊 ，Well， 应该没有所谓的剧情杀吧？还是这要剧情杀？说 let go， 说就 let go。Or is this bad end?
If you're alive, and there's no darkness, then you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save doing it. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know it's him. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it. because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. And you will have no power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
Goodbye, my love.
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there. waiting to be seen again.
Oh no. Oh. It's the rot. The darkness is back. The darkness is Wait. 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 What is it? It feels. It's different. It feels. It's okay. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began.
It's different.
And so it has to end here,
It's changed.
because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
Oh.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt, I don't want you to change.
Ending 呢？
Everyone has hopes.
错啊。
You're human after all. The feeling sometimes wishing you were someone else. Feeling as though you never belong. This feeling is not sadness. This feeling is not joy. I truly understand.
耶，破了，
Please don't cry now.
好玩，期待续作。真的是
Please
不
don't
错哎，这人家是谁小金，就是那个什么低成本做出3A 作品。
I don't want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel.
算是很厉害。
Delusion, trying to change you. Being like you are, well, this is something else. Who would comprehend? But some that do lay claim divine purpose blesses them. Well, that's not what I believe, and it doesn't matter anyway. A part of yours.
下一集应该要等22年了，如果我没记错的话。我再等一下，他们现在还在用。都那个女主角演的真的超好的，好厉害。
Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave here. I don't want you to hate for all the hurt that you feel. The world is just illusion, trying to change you. Please don't go. I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Oh, please don't leave here. I don't want you to change for all the hurt that you feel. This world is just illusion, always trying to change you. Please don't go. I want you to stay.
我不知道这音乐有多久，我刚刚后面有拍了几张，等下再丢到那个 DC 去。那这样子，我们明天就确定是返校了。
Please don't leave here. I don't want you to
好像没有办法 skip 呢。我现在按没有东西。No。已经到 QA 了，应该快结束了。你今天玩了多久啊？你看一下啊，1小时48，2小时内结束呢。OK 啊。Hello。Skip。大多时候不会啊。脑袋里的声音这种东西，算是都有，我是觉得还好，对。而且它有些时候，其实它本身就是游戏设计的幻听的声音，也是剧情之一。要说是剧情之一嘛，体验之一，就是你要听到说它本身内心的，就是所谓的内心戏就对了，对吧？有一部分排斥，有一部分又想要。有一部分在害怕，但是有一部分又觉得需要这样子做，所以会去听那些声音在讲什么，去听自己的声音这样子。现在真的是完全没有那个音讯源的状态，但是 special thanks 快结束了 ，click。然后我记得他那个有 bonus 的部分，我们应该可以看一下，我不知道会多久，不过希望有字幕啊。如果中文字幕的话，我们可以看，它好像有，但是所谓的幕后花絮。我自己没有，我自己是点进去而已，我没有看。我觉得应该可以在这边播。All our fans and supporters for making Hellblade possible。如果你想寻找更多关于精神病还有精神健康就是障碍方面的内容，可以看它下面这一个，这是 Hellblade 后面加上 help.info 这样子。他们这个游戏做出来的那个就是整理出来的资料跟研究的那些资料会在那边，然后还有一些协助性的这种资源。有黑屏了 ，Hello， 好，主机还在动。谢谢大家看，只是有 Hellblade 特色，包含有中文字幕，来看。
She's dreamt of this before.
It's coming. Is it?
They say dreams are visions of our
看一下这个
memories,
特色的部分有什么东西。
as seen by our inner eye. But what if each one of us is always dreaming, even when awake? And we only see what our inner eye creates for us. Is this what hell is? A world shaped by Senua's nightmares. Maybe that's why people fear seeing the world through her eyes.
Yes, she's scared.
Because if you believe that Senua's reality is twisted, you must accept that yours might be too.
Senua 的精神疾病。
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice is a video game about Senua, a Celtic warrior on a vision quest into Viking territory. But what sets our hero Senua apart is that she suffers from severe psychotic mental illness.
He knows she's getting closer. He can feel her coming closer. She's getting closer. They're watching. They're watching.
The original idea for Hellblade was to create a classic hero's journey, a journey of suffering, but one where the fantasy world is not another planet or alternate universe, but a world that is constructed in Senua's mind. But to do so would mean putting psychotic mental illness at the center of the experience, a subject that is still considered taboo, and a challenge that was both terrifying and exciting in equal measure. In Hellblade, the starting point was a newly discovered Celtic goddess called Senua in Ashwell, Hertfordshire. When first discovered, her name was thought to be Senua, a name which I liked and kept. I wondered if Senua might have been a Celtic warrior like Boudica who stood up to the Romans. While the Romans had conquered all of Europe, there was a group of Celts up in the furthest reaches of the Roman Empire that could not be conquered, the Picts. And so the Romans built a wall, called Hadrian's Wall, that spans across Britain from sea to sea to keep the Pictish barbarians at bay. The Picts were known for their war paint, painted on with woad, and their matted hair clumped with lime. And so Senua would be a barbarian Pict in this image.
所以他那个头发不是脏，是真的是有石灰
What's your name?
合在上面，就对。
Senua,
I haven't seen you before.
I don't live home much.
Oh, Zeno's daughter.
I have to go.
Wait.
Orkney is off the coast of Scotland and was inhabited by the Picts, steeped in history and mystery, and so I made Orkney Senua's home and set the stage for a crisis. In the late 8th century, the first Vikings landed on the Orkney Islands. The population of the Picts crashed thereafter, replaced by the Norsemen of the 9th century. Were they wiped out? We don't know for sure, but it would seem likely given the reputation of the Vikings. The Northmen's brutality is legendary. High-ranking leaders and chieftains of the tribes they conquered were often offered as sacrifice to their gods. The most brutal of these sacrifices was known as the Blood Eagle. I imagine Senua as a young female warrior who returns home from exile to find her partner, Dilian, brutally sacrificed to a Norse god by these hellish warriors from a faraway land. I imagine the horror of this moment and how it would have dragged her deep into mental torment. I came to learn that the Celts had a sophisticated and nuanced perspective on the nature of mental disorder. One term they used was Gelt. A Gelt is a man or woman who has been driven mad by a curse, battle trauma, or grief. The Gelt would take to a life in the woods in search of penance, punishment, and purgation. And so Senua became a Gelt, cursed by darkness, looking for redemption in the wilds. Another word the Celts used in reference to mental disorders was druth, meaning fool, or liar, one who utters the words of God. They tell of the mad sinner who flees battle into exile and takes on a beastly nature, growing feathers on his body. The character called Druth in Hellblade is based on a little-known person called Findan, an 8th century Irish Celt who was captured and enslaved by the Vikings, but eventually escaped to Orkney where he became a monk.
I will tell you my stories of hell, if I may walk with you.
Upon meeting Senua, it would be his stories that fuel her quest deep into their world of gods.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end.
The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars will disappear, fire and water will meet, flames will play against the sky,
The heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and people everywhere.
Senua, prepare yourself for Ragnarok. it is nigh.
So the stage was set for a new adventure, a journey into the Norse underworld called Hell, a vision quest fueled by madness and myth, a fantasy that was created by Senua's own mind, and one that we would experience through her eyes.
This is your mission. This is your quest. There is nothing else left.
To make a game about a warrior with psychotic mental illness as its central theme was fraught with danger. Mental illness such as psychosis is still taboo and rarely acknowledged in a century of cinema, never mind the new medium of games. Where it does feature, it often conflates psychosis and psychopathy associated with a lack of empathy. It is unfortunate that these two words sound so similar that they are used interchangeably in media. I must admit that I didn't have to look very far to discover my own ignorance of the subject. So we reached out to Paul Fletcher, psychiatrist and professor of health neuroscience at University of Cambridge.
Psychosis is a descriptive term, and it refers to having a loss of contact with objective reality. So it's characterized by two main sets of symptoms. One of them is hallucinations, where somebody experiences perceptions when there is no
直接在结尾我们大科普哎。
And the other is delusions, where somebody comes to very often bizarre, unpleasant, frightening beliefs when there's no good evidence in favor of them.
There's no doubt about it. The source of the darkness is in Helheim. And the goddess Hela holds his soul there.
We reached out to Welcome, a biomedical research charity that spends billions on research and awareness programs aimed at improving health.
Mental health hasn't always been presented in the media in a way that is particularly helpful. It can be challenging to engage people with the subject matter, and there are a lot of preconceived ideas about mental health, and particularly schizophrenia and psychosis. So we hope our support allows the team to continue to collaborate with Paul Fletcher and with those who have experience of psychosis to create a game that provides a fresh perspective on the condition and allows audiences to engage with it in a way that just wouldn't be possible in any other medium.
What started out as a brief consultation convinced me that we were only scratching the surface of an immensely deep and interesting subject that could enrich and change the very nature of the game.
That's cool. Thanks so much for coming in. Pleasure. Thanks. It's really interesting for me. I'd love to be involved. I think it's fascinating.
Our understanding of psychosis is still very much a mystery, and ways of treating it are still primitive compared to physical illness. After all, it is easy to see the pain and suffering caused by physical diseases or physical trauma. It is not so easy to see the mental suffering and trauma of severe mental illness. But what if we could find a way to see it? Games are capable of drawing you in for hours on end, playing the role of a character who is different from you, experiencing their perspective, and actively involving you in a world that functions with a different set of rules. If we were to represent Senua's psychosis, we would have to simulate voice hearing, a common attribute. But how can we simulate something we have no first-hand experience of? Professor Charles Fernyhough, a leading expert in voice hearing from Durham University, offered his help.
Hearing voices is an experience that is usually associated with severe mental illness, and crucially we know that hearing voices is a part of ordinary life for many people who don't meet the criteria for mental illness.
Yeah. Oh, that's not him in real life.
We know voices vary according to where they appear in space. Voices can appear far away in the distance. They can
他们是用那个 ASMR 的那种录音的那个设备来做这一块。
I put together a sound brief and invited some actors to the studio. We recorded the actors using a binaural microphone, which records the 3D spatial position of sound, replicating the way sound is heard by human ears.
视觉失调，
It gives you
对
an
对，
incredible
这
sense of the person
翻译
who
这一个
listens
应该是
to
当年
what
出来的
they're
时候的翻译。 Rachel
Waddingham from the Voice Collective came to our studio with two young voice hearers to speak to our team. We talked at length about their experiences, and they listened to our tests, giving us feedback on how we could improve on it.
Everyone hates her. She's cursed.
It's very hard to represent what this experience is like, partly because it's such a personal, intense, emotional experience. It's testament to how Ninja Theory have been listening to what the researchers are saying, but also crucially listening to the experts by experience. What they've come up with is so compelling. It's by far the best representation I've heard of what these experiences are like.
Other common attributes of psychosis are visions and flashbacks. We met with Recovery College East, who work with and care for people recovering from severe mental disorders. A group of service users gave us their first-hand account of what they experience.
Sometimes when the visions or what we're seeing is too much, we become small until eventually we perhaps don't see anything.
The people we spoke to, the stories they told, were fascinating, harrowing and mind-boggling. The reality of what people experienced was vivid, far exceeding what I could possibly have imagined. We went away itching to represent some of these visions and flashbacks in the game.
As we all know, my heart is so, love is so far away. Don't you know how I wanna feel deeper? I could never know how you grow, all these days are killing me. Now I see deep in me, insanity does unfold. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper. I just wanna feel deeper, deeper.
这里都没有翻译，就是他是在讲一些视觉上面会出现的一些效果，或者说效果吗？状态。对，就是 Senua 看到这些东西，像是光线的物品过度发亮，或者是有残影等等，这种都是实际上会感受到的一些状态。
To refine our work, we continue to hold meetings with Recovery College East over the course of a year and a half,
花好久时间在
showing them
研
what we
究
had
啊。
achieved so far and refining the in-game representations based on their feedback. With their help, flashbacks, visions, and changes in perception were woven into the story and gameplay of Senua.
The students that are involved in this project are incredibly excited about being involved. They have described the experience as being important because it values their lived experience and shows that despite what we have been through, all of that experience becomes valid, that actually it's something that we should all be talking about.
The experiences described range from beautiful to frightening beyond comprehension. I heard of a girl who has to live with an angry voice screaming at her, slamming on her doors and walls 24 hours a day. I met someone who would often see hanging corpses in a room, so real that she would sometimes try to rescue them. The panic and fear that comes with such visions is entirely understandable, and it can be a living horror for some.
Worthless, weak, pathetic. Go on, feel sorry for yourself, because there is no one left to do that for you.
I was urged by one fellow that we should not shy away from showing this horror, and so I was perpetually torn in making Hellblade. Had we gone too far with our representations or not far enough?
Broken and lost. Just like your soul.
Come on.
In some ways, voice hearing and visions were the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. There's another aspect of psychosis that is much harder to explain, but one that I think video games are uniquely able to represent, which are often called delusions.
People begin to see patterns in the world. They begin to link things that most people wouldn't link. Most of the things that we might think would be coincidence or, not worth commenting on. Nevertheless, that might have a particular salience or importance for them.
One individual described how everyday words, sounds, colours and objects were steeped in meaning to him, forming a strange and sinister puzzle that he was determined to solve but could not quite get to the bottom of.
It's not just brain dysfunction. It's not it's not like the system shut down. It's actually an incredibly creative process. The person creates a world populated with voices and phantasms and terrors, and they're completely immersed in it. They believe in it.
We often invite people into the studio to play the game. In one of our playtests, they played through much of the game, making associations between runes, secret messages, and the threat of darkness that stalked them. There are many things that happen in the world of Hellblade that make perfect sense within the context of Senua's mind. The dark rot that's killing her slowly from within, the secret runes of the gods that block her path to Helheim, and strange associations that exist in the game to confuse you. To complete Senua's quest, you have to internalize and accept the logic and meaning behind these things to progress. Afterwards, they said that they didn't see much evidence of mental illness in the game. People with delusions of all sorts would argue the same thing, that they are not aware of their experience being abnormal in any way.
I need this sword. It's important.
这是一个我没有罪的这种感
Representing
觉。
perception changes and thinking patterns within Hellblade gives us a set of symptoms common in psychosis. But people with lived experience were keen to emphasize another point, that it is wrong to define a person by their symptoms. Quite often, the illness comes not from the symptoms, but from the stigma, isolation, and mistreatment that comes about from the rest of society.
哦，所以才会带入了这一块剧情，就对了。
What if they're right?
I needed someone to portray Senua, someone who could believably internalize her suffering. Melina Jurgens, our video editor, had been a stand-in for Senua over a few months while we perfected our motion capture techniques. Without realizing it, she had already auditioned for the role, and I knew her well enough to know that I didn't have to teach her to act, but to relieve her own internal pain. As often is the case, those who suffer from language are never far from us.
原本只是来帮忙 demo 的，最后就真的演上了这样子。
My hope is that by creating a compelling and aspirational character in Senua who feels very much real, albeit in a fantasy setting, we can provide a lens into her reality, a different one to yours, and this is where storytelling comes into play. I imagined her life based on common threads in real people's lives. She was always prone to psychosis as a child. Her mother Galina also heard voices and had visions, so perhaps there was a genetic aspect. Or perhaps it was cultural, as she lived within a world without science, of gods and superstition, as exemplified by her druid father Zimbal. Psychosis developed in her late teens to early 20s and was exasperated by stigma and isolation at the hands of the clansmen and her father.
There's darkness. It's spreading.
The trauma of seeing her lover Dillian sacrificed tips her over the edge, making her remodel her reality around a concept that connects everything: the darkness. So the question is, what Senua experiences real? Can only be answered by saying, yes, it is real. It is her reality.
这是她的现实。
It's just a matter of time.
Towards the end of the project, service users and professionals that had collaborated with us were invited to see the near-final game. It was a chance to see if the game had reflected their needs or if it had misrepresented them.
For me, being involved in especially developing Senua's character has been really important, and being able to bring in my perspective and what I see and what I hear, and having that built into the game has been a real privilege. It's gritty and it's meaty, and there are some tough subjects in there that are being tackled with honesty.
I was blown away by it today, absolutely blown away. It was just fantastic to get the opportunity to use our lived experience in a very creative way. There's nothing tokenistic about the work we've put in. It feels like we've been listened to, things have been taken on board, and I think there was a lot of realism in the game itself, and it feels very authentic.
Hellblade will give people a good experience of what it's like to hear voices and have those experiences. I'm glad that the guys at Ninja Theory kind of asked us to come along and help them build an experience that's positive when it comes out, and get myself a copy and have a go.
I think all the way through, I was really inspired by how the conversations have translated into the game in a way that I think I didn't imagine was possible. So wonderful, really wonderful.
I really hope that others will follow the lead they've set and use the power of something like a video game to change people's perceptions.
对，这个翻译，这翻译我觉得是原本是简中的翻译拿过来用的，有些词感觉那个不太像是我们习惯用的。
For me, it was really exciting to see something that I explore scientifically being represented so beautifully in a character who's trying to penetrate the mysteries of the environment in which they've been placed with all of this strange uncertainty and noise and conflicting information.
哦，对，我这个游戏有 VR 版哦，各位知道有 VR 版，我有 VR 版本，可是我是没有那个 VR 设备，只是 VR 版本玩起来应该会蛮不一样的。
Quite an empathic view of what it might be like.
Mental illness has been with us for as long as we have been on this planet, but why? Why hasn't evolution stamped out this weakness from within our gene pool? I often pondered this question until I realized that the question had an inbuilt flaw. It assumes that being and thinking differently is a weakness. The only reason we have computers, spacecraft, medicine, poetry, art, and yes, even video games is because individuals are able to simulate new abstract realities in their minds and share them with the rest of us. We need people to be willing to see differently in order for us to progress and survive as society. And we need to be open to these new ways of seeing.
需要对看待
the spirit that motivated me to
新
create
方式
Senua
保
story
保
and
持
share
开
it
放的
with
心
you.
态。这个幕后花絮还不错，然后就直接把它附在这个游戏的那个 menu 里面。耶，看完了。好，我们今天的直播就到这边，谢谢大家跟我一起把这个游戏的那个制作影片把它看完，我觉得还蛮值得看的。对，尤其是这种游戏本身的纪录片，我本身就很爱看。有很多东西的纪录片我本来就很爱看，但是这一块又更不一样，这样子。好，大家晚安，拜拜。